Hi everybody, so today I've got the brand new quad from Pat McGrath. This is from her new Sublime Blooms collection. There's two of these quads and I picked up the one which I think is the prettiest, which is the Opalescent Orchid, and I'm going to be trying this one on for you today. I've got swatches for you and a couple of sort of comparison swatches to show you, comparing this to her previous shimmers, which I think is important if you're looking for that wow factor from Pat McGrath. Is this going to wow you in exactly the same way the previous ones had or not? Let's see. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah. I'm 47, not a professional, just somebody who really loves makeup and beauty. Here on my channel, I like to review all the brand new products and show you my favourite looks and any beauty news I think you'd be interested in. If you think you'd enjoy that sort of content, I would love it so much if you liked, subscribed and hit that notification bell. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for returning. And if you could comment below, I would love to chat with you. It really does help my channel to grow. But most of all, I just love getting to know you. Anyway, let's get on with this video. So when this collection launched, I was thinking of getting both the quads, and in all honesty, when I did go on the site, the other quad, which is the more goldy, slightly more boring one of the two, it kept saying out of stock for the first hour of launch, and I just got fed up of waiting. I didn't really want it. It had all the same colours I've had so many times before, so I've just gone for this one, the one I wanted. So apologies from a review point of view if you wanted to see both of those quads, but it just kept saying out of stock. So personally, I'm glad I don't have it. I didn't want it, but for review it would have been good to show you both, so apologies for that. But I've only picked this one up. And this one cost £43, which is cheaper than her previous quads, which were £55 and still are. This one is actually still on the site now. So the difference between the two is basically the packaging. I'll show you the difference now, but one of the other differences is the weight. The plastic packaging comes with 5.5 grams of product, and this one comes with 4. So you are getting less product, but you are paying less for it as well. And you're also getting much less fancy packaging. So it comes, I do love the design actually. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful box. And I just love the rose. I love pink, so I'm sold with that. And I do think that this is very pretty, but this is really a sticker sort of placed on top. I say a sticker, I don't think it, yeah, it is a sticker. A sticker placed on top of cardboard. There's no plastic here. So as you open, here it is, and it's got a mirror. It's not a stand-up mirror, whereas the plastic cases, which are just so beautiful, and just like the mothership packaging, they were just so much nicer, really solid. They really stay up with the mirror, and they're just nicer, I think. And the other key difference, and for me this is the massive one, is where they are made. Now I do actually believe this one, which is called, this is the Passion Fleur. This one was made in the US, and the new one is made in the US, but it's her Italian formulas that we love. And I think this is the only quad I've bought with this sort of packaging that was made in the US. For instance, I have here Divine Bronze and I have Venus in Fleurs. Both of these were made in Italy. And you will see the difference with the shimmers compared with this US formula now. But before I go and show you those, I'm going to show you the video I took yesterday opening this and showing you all of the swatches in daylight, in the sun actually. So here is that clip for you. So the shade I was most excited about when I saw this release was the green. I absolutely love greens. So I'm just going to swatch this against a green that was actually launched in her Christmas release last Christmas. So this is the new green. And if you picked up her Christmas, I only picked up the one actually, but I picked up the one with green because I love greens. This was the Mothership Bijou Brilliant in Starstruck Splendor. This was also cardboard, by the way, but still very pretty. And this was made in the US as well. So you can see that this one's got two greens. This is the green. It doesn't look very green on camera. The light's making it look more silvery, but it is green. So here is the green from that. So you can just see the difference between the two. So the new one is a more sort of pale green. There's not a massive difference. So personally, if you pick this one up at Christmas and you want to buy this new one because of the green, I would stick with this one personally. And the two shades that swatched with the most wow for me are these top two here. So I'm going to put these now on my arm. So there is the first and the second. So we've got the purple, and this one is a sort of white and pink mix. You can see it's that sort of multi-chrome. Now these won't be the same in colour, but I just want to show you the difference in quality. So if I look at this one, which is the bronze, is the Divine Bronze. These are the two wow shades from the Divine Bronze. Immediately, do you see the difference? I mean, can you just see the difference in shine compared with these new ones? It's just for me an instant wow factor, the formula that you get from the Italian shades that Pat McGrath is so famous and loved for. And one other palette I wanted to show you, which I could compare this to from a wow factor perspective, is one that actually costs less than this. I can't remember the price of these. This is one of the Quints. Now this does have a less amount of product, I think. Actually no, it's exactly the same. There's 5 shades, but it's 4 grams. This was from Christmas 2 years ago. This is the Celestial Nirvana eyeshadow palette. Very different colours, as you can see, but if I just show you some of the wow shades in this. So there's 1, 2, look at that, and the third. I mean, look how incredible these are, and the ones I showed you here compared with the ones made in the US. This Italian formula is what makes us go for Pat McGrath. It's what makes them so beautiful, and that's what this is already instantly lacking. Although I haven't tried it on the eyes, so I won't completely judge until then. I can't find any of these Quints on the website. They've sold out, but if anyone has any of these, I can't remember the price, but I'm sure it was around the 30 mark, £30, which means it was quite a lot less. And you're getting 5 colours. Okay, you're getting the same weight. You're getting the same sort of packaging where the mirror doesn't stand up. So it's cardboard, it's pretty. But for me, this is one of my favourite purchases from Pat. This is perfect for Christmas. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love that it had a black in it as well. This is the ultimate night out during the holidays palette. I love it. And they really are wow shades, as you can see from the swatches. And this new one, straight away, it's not giving me wow, unfortunately. And one of the difference I forgot to mention is the US formula has a 12-month shelf life, whereas the Italian one has an 18-month shelf life. I mean, I've just showed you an Italian formula from 24 months ago, still looking perfect, but I'm not saying this will go in 12 months. I never really follow these dates. They tend to go way beyond, but officially 12 months, so that's another thing. So the other palette that was released with this is called Nirvana Nectar Quad. I'll pop a picture of that up here for you, and that's got 4 shades, one called Blooming Sienna, one called Midas Mystique, one called Coral Nectar, and one called Skinfinite Stardust. Now this is still saying sold out on the website. I don't know what's happened. I was literally on the website within 2 minutes of launch and it said sold out. Still says that now. So if you've managed to pick that up, I would love to hear from you. And I don't know if that will change and if you're interested in it. But one thing I can tell you is all 4 of those shades were actually in the Christmas release that was in the one I didn't get. So I wasn't interested in it then. That's why I'm not interested in it now. So they are repeat shades and they are the US formula. This palette has got 4 brand new shades as far as I know. I haven't heard differently. I haven't seen them in other palettes. If I'm wrong, please do correct me. But as far as I know, these are 4 brand new shades. Anyway, time to get these on and see what they look like. So using my Refa 01, I'm going to go into the only matte in this palette, this pink here. This one is called Rose Radiance. Not a colour I like as of my sort of transition, but it's the only matte we've got. So I'm just going to go quite lightly because I really don't like a lot of pink. It doesn't suit me as a outer transition sort of shade. But anyway, I'm going to work this in here. And the first thing I'm noticing is how it's nowhere near as pigmented as the Italian formula we're used to from the motherships. With a shade like this, I'm actually quite happy about that. I wouldn't want a shade, my transition shade, to be very pigmented. So that's a good thing, I suppose, from my point of view anyway. But if you're looking for that huge pigment that you do get with Pat, this is not giving that. So it's giving me a light pink. It's quite a nice pink actually. Very pretty. It's blending fairly easily. Not the fastest to blend I've used, but still blending fairly easily. It's just a good matte, not a wow matte so far, that's what I would say. And I'm going to run it underneath using the Refa 03. Now I'm going to go into this one here. I'm using the Refa 15 Mini for this. This is the deepest shade, so I'm going to use this to build up a bit of depth in the outer V. So this one is called Lilac Luminary. I'm just going to pat this to start with to see if I can use this. It is a shimmer, but hopefully it will work to build up depth. Well, that is a pretty shimmer, you know. I don't want it to be particularly strong or dark. I want this to be very much a summer fresh vibe, which I think really is the intention of this release. So that's given me exactly the sort of soft depth that I like. That is a very pretty one actually, I really like that. And it's very easy to blend. You do need to keep in mind though, when you're using a shimmer in this area, which for someone my age is where you're starting to get a lot more lines, it is going to emphasize those a little bit more than a matte would. I'm back in now with the Refa 03. I'm hoping this will give me enough depth so I don't need to go for a liner today. I'm trying to use the palette to do everything, which is what I like, but this palette doesn't have a dark enough shade to really provide a liner. I'm hoping this will be dark enough to not make me look ill like pinks under the eye tend to. Well, that's very pretty under the eye actually, over the pink. I do really like that. I just see how it looks with mascara at the end and whether it does need a bit of eyeliner. I'm back in with the Refa 01 and a tiny dab of the pink just to go around the edges here. I have to say I like these colours an awful lot more on than I was expecting to. So I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment here. I've got the Pat McGrath Artistry wand here and I'm going to put it on one eye and not on the other so we can see the difference between the two. So this wand, if you haven't seen it before, is used to really make the glitter shimmer metallics grip and pop twice as much, and it is very good. I do use it with a lot of different powders and it really does work very well. So now I'm going to take the green shade, which is called Aqua Aurora. I'm taking this on my finger and I'm just going to pat that on top. You can see straight away how it grips and really pops, but it's not giving me that sort of wow factor that you get from Pat McGrath. Now, one thing I could say in fairness to Pat here though is I am hearing that this sort of shimmer is very much the in thing this year. So if you look at some of the releases that are coming out from many very popular brands like, sorry, that's Florrie, my dog. If you haven't heard of Florrie, she likes to bark through my videos, sorry. Yeah, if you're looking at new releases from Chanel, Dior, they always have this sort of subtle sort of finish, and even some of the brands that are more popular now, they don't seem to have that real wow factor. Not all of them. Natasha Denona still has a couple of big wow factors, but from what I'm hearing, certainly eyeshadow's not in fashion this year as much as it was, and eyeshadow generally is this more subtle finish, so that might be why Pat has changed it. I don't know. I'll be very interested to see if she has a mothership coming out soon, which I believe she should, whether it will have that wow factor finish. But this is giving me a subtle pretty shimmer, which is, if that's what you're looking for, this is lovely. It really is very lovely. But if you're looking for the traditional wow factor, even with the wand, that's as much of a wow as you're going to get. I'll go back in with the Refa 01 now, just to tidy up a bit there. So I'll try it on the other side now, which is without the wand. So it's not actually making that much difference, but no, I think going on with my finger, it's given me a very similar result. So the wand is not really making a big difference here. The only difference is I'm sliding this across my eye and really pushing it in rather than patting it on as I do with the wand, because it needs to adhere to the texture of the wand product itself. The only thing I would say is I had to build up more product, so the wand is giving me a bit more of a wow with that one layer. So I suppose I could go in with a bit more on the one side. Yeah, it does build up on the one side. but it's starting to show up texture quite a lot, so I don't want to build it up too much. But yeah, that is a beautiful green. I do love it. So now in with the iridescent icon, and I'm going to take a bit on my little finger just to bring it in that very first third of the lid to meet with the green there. You can see the pinky shift with that. That is very pretty. One thing I would say about this is it is an absolutely stunning colour story, a beautiful combination and quite a unique sort of combination because you're getting that sort of pinky pearl. I think it is quite unique. I don't think I've got a quad quite like this. I could find these colours if I sort of went through all sorts of palettes, but a quad that I've got in my collection, no, I don't have one that matches this. So it is quite unique, and this would be a lovely holiday one, you know, because I'd be less worried about travelling with something like this than, say, a mothership, which I would never travel with. But this could be a beautiful one for holiday because it's really giving holiday vibes, isn't it? So I'm going to take the same shade on my BK Beauty 207 and I'm going to pop it in the inner corner as well. Maybe too much for under the brow, but I want to use this palette alone for the eyes, so I'm going to do it anyway. Depends if you like or don't like shimmer under the brow, but I'm all about the shimmer, so I'm happy with that. So that is the final look, and I must say I think this is absolutely stunning. I really like it, much more so than I thought I would, and it might be missing that wow factor formula, but I think these formulas work together really nicely. And I have to say, I think this is one of the nicest colour combinations I've put on my eyes, certainly throughout spring and summer. It is spring/summer, it really is, and I love it. I really do love it. So I have paid 43 for this, and that is 12, I think, what did I say? I can't remember now, but at least £12 less than I paid for the ones with the plastic. So I am paying less, so it sort of works out okay. What do you think? I know that I would pay that price for Dior and Chanel, and I think I've had more fun using this one, to be honest, because I just think it's beautiful. I don't think the other one's worth it because it's a very neutral palette that you can pretty much pick up those shades elsewhere, and it's not that wow formula like the one I showed you that I got 2 years ago, which is the perfect Christmas palette. So I wouldn't recommend getting that one if it's ever in stock. It never seems to be, according to what I'm seeing. But this one I think is really pretty. 43 might seem a lot, but this is Pat McGrath prices, and again, like I keep saying, it is less than her plastic ones, so they have gone down in price and I'm happy with it. I really am. I'll definitely be using this again. I can see this one staying on my desk, and I think I might take this on my holiday. We're actually going abroad. If anyone's seen me going on holidays or mentioning holidays, they've all been in the UK, so we're going abroad next month, so this could be the perfect sort of palette. I can see me definitely taking this with me. Anyway, just quickly before I go, I did upload a shorts video on the National Lipstick Day showing my favourite lipstick. Now, somebody asked me what this would look like on the lips. In fact, a couple of people asked me, so I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is from Guerlain. This was their, I think it was called Cherry Blossom. I could be wrong about that because they've released 2 blossom ones. I've got another cherry blossom. No, this isn't cherry blossom. Cherry blossom was the year before. This is from their spring release. I haven't even got the name because I can't find it on the website. It's not available now, but they will release another one like this next spring and summer. They are my favourite cases, so I just thought I'd quickly show this to you while I'm here. So this opens up with a mirror inside, so you can just do on-the-go lipstick top-ups. I think is the most phenomenal packaging ever, and the shade that came with this release, and I can't name it because it doesn't say anywhere on it, because you buy this as the refill and you keep the case, and then it just clicks in like this. So you buy the refill here, and this was the shade that was released with this case. Lovely sort of spring summer shade. So I'll just put this on so you can see it, but obviously this isn't something you can buy. This is just something somebody requested. So there we are, that's how this one looks. They have launched a new case and I'm not interested in that one. I do collect Guerlain cases, but I just don't like the new one. I think one of them is a leopard print maybe, and the other one is just a red with like snake skin almost appearance, I think. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I just know I didn't like it. I love the flowery pretty ones, so I've picked up flowery pretty ones over the years from OULAC. Anyway, that went completely off topic, so I won't talk about that anymore, but just wanted to show you how that looked. So this is the end of this video, just a quick one for you today to show you this new quad from Pat McGrath, and I would love to hear what you think about this. Are you happy with the changes? I don't know what we'll be getting in the mothership. Will we be getting those formulas? I do want the WOW formulas because I do love them, but this is stunning. I really do enjoy this very much, so I'm a bit confused. I was expecting to trash this, in all honesty. I was expecting to say it didn't swatch very well, it didn't impress me. When it went on the eyes, it was just meh, not very interested. But I love it. What can I say? Pat's made me happy with this one, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it. It did cost less, so I'm not going to complain about the packaging either. So I like it, and I'd love to hear what you think. And that's all from me. I really do hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you so very much for returning. I appreciate every single one of you so very much, and I hope to see all of you in my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.